Hello friends and welcome to The Confined Kitchen with Ian Tyson. I want to give a special shout out for the new apron. My buddy Matty Saunders, who is the son of my dear friend Stu Saunders. He was the one who animated the logo you saw just before. In the opening credits of the show, he took the logo that was made by my high school buddy Stephen Hayes. Thank you to Stephen. He made the logo, Matty took it, animated it, added the little with Ian Tyson, and then he works at a t-shirt shop and made this up for me because he wanted me to be, rocking the logo on the show. So here I am with my new apron that I'm probably going to make filthy at some point. So happy to be with you. Ian Tyson here, motivational speaker and avid home cook. Super excited we're going to do something fun today, something kind of special. I'm making one of my favorite dishes, which is my version of jambalaya. Now, for those of you who may or may not know, this version of jambalaya that I'm going to make today is what I made when I was on the Food Network show Wall of Chefs this past season. If you haven't seen it, episode 7, my episode, did not go well for me, but that's okay. Time was a factor. A few things are a factor. We're going to get into it. So what I'm making is my hybrid adapted jambalaya, or as my buddy Stu Saunders would call it, because this is what I made when we had a nice meal at the premiere of the show Star Trek Voyager. We called this Klingon jambalaya. But here we go with Ian Tyson's very own jambalaya remix. So what I've done with this particular dish is taken a Cajun dish, which is jambalaya, normally with a tomato base with peppers and chicken and some seafood and vegetables and stuff in there, and it's normally served on a nice rice. We're going back almost 30 years now. I went to university in Ottawa. There was a bar restaurant called Stony Mondays. I went into Stoney's one time and they had a lunch special, which was not on the menu. It was just a dish they had just for lunch that day, and it was their jambalaya where they took the basic ingredients as far as the proteins and the vegetables from a regular, New Orleans style jambalaya, but they did it with a cream sauce base, like a spicy Alfredo sauce type of situation, and then they serve that on top of pasta instead of on rice. I loved it. I've spent my life since then perfecting it and refining it and making it my own. One of the reasons why I wanted to make it the dish that I served on Wall of Chefs. So excited to do with you today. Since I had to do it on Wall of Chefs in 30 minutes, this should go relatively quickly, but we'll see. One never knows. So you've got the ingredients list already. We went through that. So what I'm going to get started with, I've got my water already pre-boiled, ready for when we need to just throw the pasta in there. Just like on the show, water was pre-boiled and already ready to go all the time. What I'm going to start with is the meatballs, which are a sausage. So I've done sausage meatballs. We've done stuff like this before. You can use a spicy Italian. You can use an andouille. In this case, I'm using chorizo sausage that I've just taken right out of the casing to make little meatballs. We've done this before. So we're going to preheat a pan and get that going. I have chicken breast right here, which is marinating just in some salt, pepper, olive oil, and a little chipotle hot sauce. That's going to go on the grill separately, but we're going to put these in. Then we're going to add some jalapeno, some onions, some red pepper. Add that in there. Then we have a nice medium-sized shrimp with the tails off. We have some scallops, bay scallops, those are called. We'll get into that more later. We have our fresh pasta, and we're going to make a nice sauce, which is going to be sort of a white wine, cheesy cream sauce, and then we'll add the spices, and it's all going to be delicious. You're going to love it. Again, one of my favorite dishes. So, pan is heating up. Put a little oil in there, and we will just go ahead and dump those sausages right in. Then the next thing we're going to do is take some Spanish onion. I've got about half an onion here. We're maybe going to do a quarter of it, and we want long slices. We're also going to take some red bell pepper. And again, we're going long slices here. Those sausages are cooking, and I've got this going in one of these meal pans. These are great. to get all the protein and veg going. Cook, little sausages, cook. And then I've got about half of a jalapeno left I've used for something else. Again, we're always trying to repurpose, so I'm just going to put this right in as well. Now, unlike the others, this will not be long slices. I'm going to do some shorter slices of the jalapeno, more of a chop. Peppers and onions are ready. Going to cook the chicken on the grill right now, just while we're waiting. It can be a side resting. We're going to then chop it up and throw it in here later, so it's okay to get it out of the way now. On Wall of Chefs, I put it on first. Possibly overcooked it a little bit because I forgot it was over there. Now, while we're waiting for the sausages to cook down, we're going to get our sauce going. So we're going, you guessed it, medium-high heat in our little saucepan. And we're going to make a roux, butter and flour, so that we can thicken things up. We've got a little white wine, a Chardonnay. It's just going to burn all the alcohol off. Just love the flavor. We're going to add some cream or some milk if we need to, and lots and lots and lots of cheese and some garlic. It's going to be fantastic. So we take our butter straight into the pan. Have your whisk at the ready. If you find, as I am, that some of the chunks of chorizo you put in there might be a little big, just take your spoon or spatula and just break them in half. So for the roux, butter is now melted. We're going to add maybe a tablespoon of flour. Tilt that pot back, and we're just going to mix it right in. So you've got kind of a thick paste down there. Make sure that's all well mixed. And then we're going to add, as it's nice and hot, the white wine. And then whisk like your life depends on it. Break up all the chunks, get everything nice and smooth. You want to add a little bit at a time with the liquid so that you can see how thick it is, and then add more as you need to. And if you run out of wine, you need to cut it with something else. Some milk, some chicken stock, all very good options. And just get that going, your white wine mixed with your roux, getting a nice thick sauce base happening. Those sausages are pretty much cooked through. We're dropping it down to a medium heat now. Lower the heat on this, another little splash of wine, and I'm going to put a little splash in there with the sausages too. We're going to add salt to the sauce and a little bit of pepper. Mix that in. And then I've got Parmesan here now. If you've got a big chunk of Parmesan, grate it yourself. Buy the pre-grated Parmesan, or in this, I like the petals. Do not buy the canned, unrefrigerated, what when I was growing up we used to call shaky cheese Parmesan. That's not what you want. Get the fresh stuff. So we're going to just, add a little bit at a time and then whisk that in and see how we're doing sauce-wise. Let that cheese get melted. Might need to cut again with a little bit of milk or some chicken stock. And while that's starting to melt down, peppers and onions can all go in. Now, as for seasoning, I just use this Clubhouse mix of Cajun. Makes things a lot easier. On the show, for example, they weren't giving you spice mixes, so you kind of had to make your own. You're talking cumin, chili powder, fresh chilies, pepper, salt, thyme, basil, oregano, paprika, cayenne, all of those things mixed in. There are a lot of spices to add. This takes the guesswork out. When you're doing things at home, you can also find nice home blends that you can make. We're going to put a bit of this in the sauce. Peppers, onions, and sausages all getting along well together. You just want to keep whisking that sauce, get it to the right consistency. If you've added a little too much liquid, a little cornstarch, a little water, mix them up with a fork, drop a little in, thickens things up nicely. Pro tips, yo. Sauce is looking good. In the interim here, I added a little cumin, a little extra cumin, a little paprika, and a little garlic to the sauce, and a little chili powder to the peppers and sausage. Funny story on Wall of Chefs, I had literally all the spices with me, and Sabrina, whose station was right in front of mine, needed cumin for her tacos, and you can see on the show who's got the cumin. I did, gave it to her, never got it back, never used it in mine. My fault for not asking. Gave the butter to Kyle, thankfully had already used it, but these things happen. So now we're going to add our scallops. These are bay scallops, bottom frozen. Thawed them. Make sure you get all the extra liquid out of there if you can. Also add our shrimp, tails off. Again, I had big shrimp at on Wall of Chefs and did not take the tails off them. It's fine. Everybody ate around them. Probably didn't help my final mark. Mistakes were made, is what I'm saying. Shrimp right into the pan. Everything here is ready for the sauce, and it smells so good in here. Chicken is now grilled and resting. We're going to chop that up and add it to the mix right at the end. One of the big things they said on Wall of Chefs, make sure you taste your food. So we've got this sauce going. Might need to add a little cornstarch to it. Let's see how our spices are. It's going to be hot. Yep, that is pretty darn good. Yeah, it's a little thin, so I'm going to thicken it with some cornstarch and water. Just made a little bit of a slurry with the cornstarch and water. Pour some of that in and whisk away. That thickened it up almost immediately, maybe too much. Splash of milk. We're thinning out the sauce. We need a little more spice. Now we've got a pre-made fresh pasta. You can make your own pasta. Certainly the easiest thing in the world to do. Just take some time. We'll do that on a future episode. For now, this goes right in. That's only going to take a few minutes. So I mixed the sauce in there. Just going to cut up the chicken, add it, and we're going to be ready to plate this thing up so quickly. Look at all that ready to go. Pasta is ready, so we strain. Now the other thing that I did not do on the show, because it's not the way I've served this in the past, but have maybe learned my lesson, we could try something different. Add the pasta to the sauce, toss it all around so everything was coated. That was one of the criticisms of the judges. So, pasta right in. So we've got a shallow pasta bowl, and we're gonna go ahead and plate this up. So we've got that all nicely in the bowl. We're going to add a little bit more of that Parmesan on top. Some nice petals of fresh Parm. A little extra bite. And I've got some fresh basil that I chopped up nice and fine before. So friends, in just, a little over 30 minutes, but I talked a lot. My Wall of Chefs dish, my Klingon Jambalaya, my hybrid Jambalaya. It's full of all that good, awesome New Orleans Cajun flavor mixed with that, with the Italian of the pasta. Full of flavor, full of protein, real great crowd pleaser. Enjoy. Thank you so much. Please check me out on iantyson.ca or at Ian Tyson on Instagram or Twitter. Ian Tyson Speaker on Facebook. I made this for you, but I'm going to go enjoy it now. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Take care.